daughter of Sheila Croteau. She was a beautiful soul. She was a wonderful mom, a wonderful grandmother. She adored all her grandkids. Always made sure that they were a part of everything that she was doing Aboriginal-wise. You know, like the multicultural fairs and doing the drum and circles, things like that. The blanket exercises. I know that she would take them to the church all the time to play.
So I first met Sheila probably 6 or 7 years ago after we had moved back to St. John, and I'd reached out to Julia Wright to find out what was going on and who I should be talking to. I wanted to know what Indigenous people were doing in the city, and she had told me to get in touch with Sheila. And at the time, the best way to find Sheila was to come here to the St. Andrew St. David United Church, where she worked as a cleaner and a caretaker for the building and as a support person for that congregation. And so what we would do is that we would come here on Sundays with our son. He was about 1 at the time, and she would always have her grandson with her, and he was about the same age as our son. And so her grandson and our son would play in the gym, and they would sort of party up there together while Sheila and I would chat and have coffee about what she wanted to do in the city. And she had a lot of ideas that way about what she wanted to do. She talked a lot about the possibility of having a friendship center here. She talked a lot about different sorts of cultural events. And it was right around the beginning of that first COVID lockdown. And at the time, those of us who knew her, we just didn't know what to do with our grief. It was a time where we couldn't gather. Children in the South End really knew that Sheila's apartment was a place where they could go. She worked very closely with Scouts organizations and with the Boys and Girls Club, and so a lot of children in the South End got to know Sheila, and they knew that her home was that safe place for them. And I think about this a lot with the work that Sheila did with this church. You know, she worked here, she supported others, but she also used this space to make space for others. She used the space that she had here for her New Brunswick Aboriginal Peoples Council Local 10 meetings, an organization for which she was a leader and an elder. And so people would gather in this space with her, in this space that she created for them. And when Don spoke about what Sheila's fund he felt should do in continuing that work with youth, you know, he spoke about the way that she made space for youth. She made space for young people.
When I was younger, I didn't realize like how much that she had gotten into the community-based. At first I thought it was just scouting, and then I realized it went a lot further from there. She did drumming circles. She started the Spirit of the Four Winds, or she carried that on. She was the chief of Local 10 for a while. She did work at the Black River Road Jail with Patty Donovan. I know they did a lot of Aboriginal awareness there. She did stuff for the St. John City Police Force, I believe. She also spoke at the universities. Basically anything that she could get her hand into, she was doing it. She was rocking it out, and she was doing it, and she did it with stride, and she did it with a lot of pride.
Sheila was a Cree woman from out west. She was a 60s scoop survivor who was stolen from her family and adopted into a settler family by the state. And she overcame a lot in her life to be the person who she was, so loving and so caring. And she had a lot of love for anyone who needed it. We reached out to the St. John Community Foundation because the St. John Community Foundation is also a safe place. It's a safe place for donations. Funds that are generated are held in perpetuity, and something like this we knew would really enable us to create something that does this work in perpetuity, that continues Sheila's legacy forever. And for us, that was meaningful. We felt it would be meaningful for her family as well.
I'm very honored that I was chosen to do this, and thank you very much. And I hope to see that the Friendship Center and everything that Mom has, done for the community, just to keep going with it and keep seeing her legacy live on through everything that she's done, because she's done so much. And I know that she's proud even now to just keep it going. Keep that going. Yeah. She would love that.